Payton, 7 to shoot. Curry, deep one, bullseye! Steph Curry!
Hello, everybody. Eric Apricot here. On opening night, the Warriors ran a bunch of new twists on the old inverted pick and roll with Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry to pull away down the stretch. The Warriors ran this play a whole bunch last year, so the Lakers know exactly what's going to happen. Luka, of all people, is organizing the defense. He's pointing, saying, look out for Steph coming up and setting a screen on me. Here's Steph trying to be sneaky. You can almost hear the shark music. And suddenly, surprise, here's a screen. And the Lakers are completely prepared for this. Luka just stands here, which in the past might not be different from a lot of his defense, but this is planned coverage. Luka is going to stay with Steph. Gabe Vincent is going to switch to Jimmy Butler. So the Lakers are planning to cleanly switch this, but the Warriors are expecting the Lakers to switch. So Steph is going to suddenly slip the screen. The ball's going to whip over to Draymond, and then he's going to do a little dribble handoff to get Steph open. Luka actually is fairly alert and recovers enough to stop Steph from coming to get the handoff. So Draymond turns this into a keeper, and the geometry is all messed up because Jimmy Butler happens to be rolling right down the middle. So Draymond bails out and runs the save us Steph play, and Steph just has to try to create something, and he loses his handle, and then it becomes a desperation shot. Good effort by Kuminga to get his hand on this, but it takes a Lakers bounce.
In points allowed per game. J.J. Redick thinks Luka Dončić a much improved defender with a body transformation. Now's the time to prove it. Curry on the outside. Dončić trying to stay with him. 8 to shoot. Steph. Step back three. Short. Rebound. Poked around. Hachimura claims.
Next play down, the Warriors line up in exactly the same formation. Steph is here in the lurking shark position. So the Lakers say, wait a second, we don't have to just passively accept that Steph is going to set this screen. We could form a human wall that will stop Steph from moving anywhere. So Jimmy's here observing that the Lakers have the human Maginot line up, and he also sees Luka is checking out this fine new wall. So Jimmy just goes. He gets around Luka with speed and a light hook. Hachimura tries to get off wall duty in time to meet Butler at the rim, but a gorgeous fake.
Butler patient for the bucket.
Okay, and now it's time for something completely the same. Lakers now forming a two-man wall on Steph. Steph eventually forces his way through. Gabe Vincent is trying so hard to refuse to let Steph get to his spot. This is good defense. Vincent is starting to switch to Jimmy Butler, so Steph decides to pop out. Luka goes with Steph. Gabe almost instinctively goes with Steph because no one ever got fired for guarding Steph Curry. So Jimmy has a very straight runway straight to the basket. Hachimura tries to rotate, but he is too late. Then Luka showing some good multitasking. Even as the play is unfolding, he starts to put his arms out to start complaining to Vincent, saying, what in the heck are you doing? And that's been working so well. Why not have a little more shark music for Steph, readying to step up for a screen? Last play, Vincent muffed up the switch, so I think the Warriors expect the Lakers to properly switch this time. But then Steph's going to surprise them by jumping out and getting this dribble handoff from Jimmy. Jimmy Butler butt screen for Steph, and the threat is just enough for Luka to lean towards Steph. Now they've got Vincent and Luka on Steph. Steph whips a pass to Butler. 3 players collapsing on Jimmy, including Austin Reaves, who has left Gary Payton II alone in the corner, cutting straight down the baseline. Delicate interior pass. And that was pretty much the game. I can't help talking about one last play, and the Lakers double team Steph at the logo. Steph, play with us forever and ever. This is a 4-on-3. Draymond attacks. The Lakers leave Jimmy Butler extremely open, and Jimmy shows why they left him extremely open. But check out Jonathan Kuminga doing all the things that Steve Kerr asked for, fighting hard for rebounds, running hard down court every play, passing to the open man. Really promising start for JK. And look at him sky for this rebound. Now it's chaotic airbending time. Jimmy attacks. GP2 back out to give Jimmy space to cook, and GP2 luckily remembered that no one ever got fired for throwing the ball to Steph Curry. He's standing on the Crypto.com logo, and he figures, you know, Gabe Vincent is short and life is shorter, so YOLO. So let's wrap up with our customary celebration audit. GP2 about to throw the ball to Steph. Let's check out how the bench is doing. Okay, the ball is up. And, ooh, look, there's absolutely no premature celebration going on. Will Richard looks like an emoji. And all the way, it was zero faith that thing was going in. I mean, Steph did chuck it from 35 feet. Let's check out the new guys. Al Horford has a pretty normie looking two-sided OK3. Acceptable. Will Richard, I think this is just the Rocky pose and waving the towel. Good to use a prop if you can get one. Buddy Hield holding his head, having an aneurysm, saying, and they question my shot selection. Trayce Jackson Davis still doing the Freeze Miami Vice celebration that Dennis Schroeder brought in. And Guy Santos may have missed the premature celebration, but he wants to be the first to declare that it is night-night time. However, I'm sorry, Guy, only the player who makes the shot is allowed to officially certify that it is night-night time, and Steph is definitely not, except, hold on, folks, he is certifying the night-night. Oh, Steph, you tease.